Hello everyone, welcome to Mathematics with Anamika channel. We are back with the bang. I hope you remember what are real numbers, LCM, HCF, rational numbers, irrational numbers, how to prove irrational numbers, and so on. We have done all the concepts in the previous videos. You can check our previous videos. So today we are starting again with the question answers of NCERT class 10th real numbers. So let's continue with that. Question number 4 of NCERT says, given that HCF of 306 and 657 is 9, find the LCM of both the numbers. So before going to this, I hope you remember the concept that HCF times LCM is equal to product of two numbers. So when we'll put in this formula, so HCF is given to be 9, LCM we need to find, let LCM be X. So product of two numbers, that is, we are going to multiply both the numbers, and the numbers in this question are 306 and 657. Generally, class 10th kids, what they do is they multiply these two and then divide by 9. But we have to attempt more than 35 questions in board exam. So what the better way that we can solve is divide this 9 to here. So that gives you 306 into 657 by 9. Now I will not multiply both the numbers. I will check the divisibility rule. I can clearly see that 306 is divisible by 9, that is by 3. So 3 times 3 is 9 and 102 times 3 is 306. Again 102 and 3 are divisible by 3. So 3 times 1 and that gives you 34. So my X 34 times 657, or when we multiply that gives you 22,338. X, that is, we can say that LCM equals to 22,338. This is our answer. Let's proceed to next question. Question number 5 says, check whether 6 to the power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number. So we know that every natural number, I hope you remember, that begins with 1. So every natural number which ends with digit 0 are divisible by 5. That is, the prime factorization of the number that is given, that is 6 to the power n, would contain the prime number 5. Let's break this 6 to the power n. So when we break to the power n, this gives you 2 times 3 to the power n, or we can say that 2 to the power n into this. Clearly, we can say that 6 to the power n, that is 2 times 3 to the power n, cannot have digits ending with 0 for any natural number n. So our assumption will be wrong. So 6 to the power n cannot end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Now let's talk about question number 6. It says, explain why 7, first part says 7 times 11 times 13 plus 13, and B part 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 plus 5 are composite numbers. I hope you remember the concept of composite numbers. Composite numbers are those numbers which have more than two factors, that is 1 and number itself, and apart from these two there must be one more factor. So let's talk about the first part. 7 times 11 times 13 plus 13. Clearly I can see that 13 is a common number between two. So when we take the common, we left with 7 times 11, 13 is already out, plus 13. 13 times 1 is 13, so it will be 1. So when we simplify, it gives you 7 times 77 plus 1, or we can say that 13 times 17. So clearly we can say that 13 is a common factor of both. Hence 7 times 11 times 13 plus 13 is composite number. For B part, what we are going to do is we will again take the common from this. The question says 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times this. We can clearly say that, see that 5 is a common among these two. That gives you 7 times 6 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 plus 1, because 5 times 1 is 5. When you multiply these two, and get the value, we'll get the value as. So when we multiply all these, 7 times 6 is 42 and so on, we get 1008 plus 1, or we can say that 5 times 109. So again, clearly we can say that 5 is a common factor. Therefore, 7 times the square part, that is the value where 5 is common, is composite number. Now question number 7 of exercise 1.1 says there is a circular path around a sports field. Sonia takes 18 minutes to drive one round of the field, while Ravi takes 12 minutes for the same. Suppose they start at the same point at the same time, go in the same direction. For how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? Now after reading this question, we have to analyze whether this is a question of a HCF and LCM. So for finding LCM, we should search the terms like again, together, LCM, least common multiple, the full form of this, greatest this, simultaneously. So if I found these words, I can clearly say that we have to find the LCM. So in this, if we say that they meet again, so that means we have to find LCM in this question. So now, first of all, the statements are very, very important. So for this, my first statement will be time taken by Sonia is 18 minutes. Second is time taken by Ravi is 12 minutes. So total time minutes they took to meet again. How you will find? You will find LCM. So we will be taking LCM of 18 and 12. We have to check by which number they both are divisible. Clearly both are even numbers, that is they are divisible by 2. That gives you 9. 2 times 6 gives you 12. Now 9 and 6 both comes in the table of 3. That is 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 2 is 6. Now 3 and 2 are both prime numbers, that is they are not divisible further. So first I'll take times 2, I'll copy the 3, 1. Then we have 3, that is 1. So my LCM will be, we'll multiply all these values. 2 times 3 times 2 times 3 gives you 3 times 2 is 6, 12 and 36. That means they will meet again at the starting point after 36 minutes. This is how we solve the question. So by this our first exercise is completed. So comment, share and like our videos and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.